SFL action continues this evening from the nation's capital as a pair of two familiar foes renew their classic rivalry with postseason hopes on the line. Tonight, it's the Queen City Corsairs and the DC Dragons on the Virtual Football Network. Good evening, all. I'm Cameron Duty, and I'm delighted to be joined by my partner, Anthony Ellison, for tonight's matchup. Anthony, as we have discussed, this is one of the longest-running rivalries in the SFL, dating all the way back to Season 5. But this installment features two of the top quarterbacks in the league in both Michael Brown and Shabazz Synergy, who rank number 1 and 2 in passing touchdowns. So do you expect this to be an offensive shootout, or do you see something else brewing that could be a deciding factor in this one?
Hey Cameron, when you have a division rival like we have a rival that extends back so far along, they know each other. They know the playbooks. They watch so much film. So it's going to be a chess matchup. The thing that's going to be really the key here is how you establish the run so you can get those quarterbacks to throw the football.
It's going to be a lot of fun, folks. We thank you for your patience, and we are ready and set to go. It's a little after 9:30 Eastern time here in DC. You're not going to want to go anywhere for the next hour and a half or so as this game is underway. And the return is taken out of the end zone. A flag immediately on the play, and we will check and see what the ref has to tell us here. Looking like clipping. And that's going to push back. Queen City will start at their 12-yard line. Let's introduce you to the starting lineup quickly for Queen City. Coming into this game, 6-4. Quarterback Michael Brown. Quarterback Isaac Covert also in the lineup. Halfbacks Ace Ketchum, Charlie Baker. The wide receivers Adrian Ellis Sr., Joseph Baudet, Ryan Davis, Bob Wood, and Joe Beasley. The tight ends James Matthew Jr. and Tyler Bobby. And the guard, Kai Pickle, and at center, Demon Pickle. The two undrafted guard and center. They're doing a great job this season on the front lines. For Queen City, as it's 1st and 10 for the Corsairs. Brown to throw. The pass is complete to Beasley. They're going to say forward progress. Get 6. 2nd and 4, Anthony.
And look, and this is the reason why he's second in the league in passing yardage because they come out there, they're really aggressive. First down, they want to do some more passing routes here. 2nd and 4 is an attainable running down. And then if you don't get it, you can go right back in the air on 3rd down.
Now they do put it on the ground. That is Wells, the fullback. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 6. These two teams have met 13 previous times. Queen City has won 5. DC has won 8 of those. DC's actually won the last 2 meetings between these two teams. That's 3rd and 6.
Now the motion up to the high side there.
Brown to throw, screen pass out of the backfield. Turning, trying to get upfield is Charlie Baker. He gets 2, but a great defensive stop by the DC Dragons at number 58, Saeed Gore.
So we saw Queen City go in motion right there, recognizing that was man coverage. DC did a great job. That linebacker there, Gore, had to check the running back, and good job with coverage. Kept him in front of him, and a good tackle to stop him for a 3 and out.
Trace Welsh on for the first punt of the evening. So a rough-looking start for Queen City with the penalty that pushes them back, and then the offense not able to get anything going. Good open field tackle that time, though, by G.B. Wallace, and DC will take over. We will introduce you to their starting lineup. The offense, quarterback Shabazz Synergy. The two halfbacks, Kevin Say and Sam Harrison. The fullbacks, Chuck Steller. The wide receivers, Ronnie Shanahan, Connor Weston, and B. Robo. The tight ends, Jay Hayden and Lauren Percoco. The ball, the 42-yard line. We've talked about these quarterbacks' records coming into this game. Shabazz Synergy 2nd in touchdown passes, only 2nd to Michael Brown, who's on the other side of the ball tonight, as this carry on 1st down goes for 7, 2nd and 3.
Now with DC, they have a top 6 running game here that's going to help them push the ball so they don't have to always go in the air. But in a situation like this, you're looking for Lauren Percoco, 6'7" target over the middle.
Do keep it on the ground on 2nd down, and nowhere to run for halfback Sam Harrison, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2 right here for For Queen City, I want to send some type of pressure. I want to get synergy off balance here. This is really key. 3 wide set right here, looking like it's going to be a zone coverage for Queen City.
They keep it on the ground. Harrison, spin move. They're going to say forward progress, gets the first down. A gutsy run there. It was not easy, and they're going to say he got just enough.
I love right there. Good push off that left side there with that left tackle and the tight end. Just got enough to fall forward for a first down.
Sam Harrison, 82 carries for 319 yards and 4 touchdowns coming into today's game. And also in the backfield, you'll see right there, just getting back to the line of scrimmage, is Kevin Say, who leads this rushing attack with 5 touchdowns on the season and 576 yards coming into today's game. Shabazz is surveying the defense as he snaps the football, looks deep. The pass is complete to Connor Weston, who himself has had a really good year with 4 receiving touchdowns and closing in on 800 yards reception.
Yeah, and I really like the combo of the route here. It's a crossing route and a post route, and one just goes underneath of the other right there. Great straight over the middle. The thing with synergy right there, if he can get his feet set, he's going to deliver a strike over the middle. That's why you want to keep him off balance.
Plenty of time again. Great job by that offensive line, and he had his target downfield looking for Lauren Percoco, and good coverage by the Corsairs brings up second down.
And that was a great job by the defender. Wasn't a pass interference, was able to knock it down before the ball got there, so it's not a pass interference. That's what you're going to have to do with a big target like she is, 6'7", 260, going over the middle.
Second and 10. There is Say with the carry. And he gets close to the first, 3rd and 1. Let's introduce you quickly to this Queen City defense. The defensive ends, P. Fudor and Chad Stinson. Defensive tackle, Robert Cron. And then the linebackers are Jasad Grackleflint, Luke Swift, Penn Steele, and Morgan Brown. The cornerbacks, Justin Raside, Elijah Quick, and Eric Belmont. And the safeties are Alex Marshall, G.B. Wallace, and Nate Hall. 3rd and 1 here, Anthony.
Yeah, let's see what type of pressure Queen City is going to do here. I don't mind the running game. They like to run off that left side so far with Kevin Say.
Fullback Chuck Steller goes in motion. And the toss right side for Harrison, who gets another first down, who so far to this point in the game has been clutch in 3rd and short situations.
Yeah, and Queen City is going to have to make an adjustment on the fly right there. They only give up 102 yards rushing, which is 13th in the league, a little bit better than the league average there. But it looks like the identity for DC early and often is going to run the football to set up the easier pass.
Just about halfway through this first quarter already with Say on the carry. Very methodical drive looking out here for the DC Dragons. A 4-yard gain. We talk about DC, 4 of 5 coming in here, 4 wins, 5 losses. They are on a 3-game losing streak, something you don't want to be in, nor do you need to be in the thick of a playoff race. We'll talk more about that in just a minute as Harrison with the carry, though right now things looking good. Another first down for Harrison. Good tough running up the gut there.
Cameron, let me tell you what's going on right here. So when DC is running the football so effectively, 2 things is happening. First of all, they're keeping Queen City's offense off the field. When you have a high-power offense, you want a good running game that's going to chew down the clock. Now, also with the running game here, you're going to open up the middle because they're going to try to put more people in the box to stop the run, and you're going to have openings for pass.
Absolutely great analysis there, Anthony, and thank you for putting that on display for us here so the viewers at home can see. And you see another good rushing attack here, 2nd and goal, and you are exactly right. The best way to keep a high-powered offense off the field is to keep your offense on the field, and right now doing a really textbook job here.
Yeah, and they're not going to sack the box. This time they do. They got 8 in the box right now. I think that DC will still go after them, but you're going to have to put some more bodies in that box to stop the run.
2nd and goal. This is the 12th play of this drive, and it's going to be a touchdown play for Sam Harrison. Touchdown, DC. They strike first.
they're showing where the strength of the offensive line is. It was the left side. It was the tackle. It was the tight end. When you get your tight end who could just not only catch the ball but make the blocks like that, it was made it really easy. That left side was open all day, and that is a nice drive to start the game with for DC.
5th touchdown of the season and 10th of his career for Sam Harrison. As the extra point is good. Caleb Richards on for the PAT, and a 12-play, 59-yard drive that takes up almost half the quarter, and DC goes on top.
Yeah, so now it's going to be time for Queen City to respond after a quick 3-and-out on the first drive. You know, you're going to want to contain the run. We got to see some type of running game for Queen City. You can't make it a one-dimensional passing game because that's going to be really easy for the Dragons to pick up on.
Another return here for Queen City, bringing it out. Bob Wood with the carry there, brings it out to the 26-yard line. We do want to direct your attention quickly to some of the tributes you are seeing tonight for B. Robo, as you know, who recently passed away, a great pillar in this SFL community here in DC. You'll see some of the tributes on the field, the midfield logo there, as well as the patch, and of course wearing black tonight is the DC Dragon. So continued thoughts and prayers for B. Robo and his entire family. We go 1st and 10, 26-yard line here for Queen City. Brown with a deep drop back and throwing deep and finding his receiver, the tight end James Matthew Jr. And we've talked all about James Matthew Jr. this entire season and just how good he's been.
Yeah, and this is straight chemistry right here. A little blitz, good job by the offensive line picking it up. Threw it a little bit underthrow, but was able to have the concentration, James Matthew, to turn around and catch it. And that's a phenomenal play, what they needed after a rough first drive.
1st and 10 now into enemy territory for the Queen City Corsairs. As we said, right now a Cinderella season going on for this unit, 6-4, and they come in with a 3-game winning streak. And certainly that 32-yard pass completion there, getting this drive off to a much better tone than previous. Second and 9. Brown scrambling, looking deep, going for Matthews Jr. Again, it's hit, tipped, intercepted, and coming the other way. And that is Kev Say Jr. Right place, right time, good concentration, and gets the interception off the deflection.
Yeah, that was a little bit scary right there. Good job making the adjustment. Good hit on James Matthews Jr. Ball in the air, tip drill. You practice it all the time. You find where the ball is, and you get that turnover. That is what DC going to need. After giving up a big play on offense, they was able to hunker down, get the turnover. Now they have the ball back.
Anthony, Queen City looking for chunk plays big time early in this game. Toss play right side to Kefte, gets one, 2nd and 9. Are you a little bit surprised with the aggressiveness there on that drive?
Well, yeah. The thing is, they had the 3-and-out drive. They wanted to make big plays. That's what they got them to their record right now. So I'm not surprised there. Now they're back on defense, and then DC is going to grind it out with these running plays.
17th interception of the season for Michael Brown. And like you said, just grounding and pounding here as Harrison once more gets close to the first down. They're going to say just short, and a 3rd and inches coming up.
And you're talking about almost over 60 yards rushing, and this is the first quarter alone. 3rd and inches, you don't need to throw the football. You can really just run the football off the left side. They're doing it in between the tackles, between the center and the guard, and off the left tackle there. They are running the football at will.
Say again with the carry, and again getting just enough. I believe that was Grackleflint, the rookie, who come up to make the stop. And that is a first down for the Dragons as the drive continues.
And Cameron, the thing that's frustrating is when Queen City eventually gets the ball back on offense, they're going to try to go deep because they're chasing from behind.
Throwing deep and way ahead of the intended target. That one was intended for number 43, Jay Hayden. Just a couple steps out in front of Hayden, and that will be incomplete. 2nd and 10. Interesting, you talk about this game already, how many yards that Harrison has here, Anthony. DC is playing Queen City's game. They lead the league in time of possession.
Yeah, and you're seeing like the time of possession here with the running game. And you know what? I'm not changing everything. Off the left side once again.
They get 3 in the 3rd and 7, and a good opportunity here for the Queen City Corsairs to try to step up and get that offense off the field.
I'm big on 3rd down blitzes. You don't want the quarterback to be comfortable in the pocket. When you give them time in the pocket, anything can happen. Send some pressure, get synergy off.
Incomplete, but we've got a flag, and that could be PI in the vicinity of the... Yeah, and you hear the crowd. They're going to call it defensive pass interference, to which, of course, DC will accept.
A lot of contact there. Oof.
Eric Belmont gets the penalty. And they had him stop there, Anthony, and of course that costly penalty will negate all of their efforts.
And that's tough because you were excited to get them off the field, to get your offense back up there. Now they have the ball back. You know what's going to happen. Another healthy dose of the run coming up here. And I need to see more toughness from that Queen City defensive line.
Right now, Shabazz Synergy having all the time in the world, throwing quickly here. A couple of his incompletions so far have been just because he's been throwing a little bit earlier, maybe just a little bit too much mustard on that pass.
I don't mind these passes right there. The window is there. You just overthrow it. You just got to settle down a little bit, you know, set your feet, make a good throw on the target, but they're open on these plays.
This is a rivalry, of course, a division rivalry here in the north. These teams playing for a lot right now. Safe spins out of potential tackle, and they're going to say he did just get the first. What a play.
It's the blocking. You got to look at it. The center had nobody in front of him. So what the center do? Went up to the next level, made that block on the middle linebacker. The running back didn't get touched until 9 yards up the field. And that's just a nice power run. Once again, look, Cameron, the box is open right in the middle for the run.
1st and 10. They stretch it out right side. Harrison has nowhere to go there. Good job of reading that as Nate Hall comes up for the all-important tackle. No gain on 1st down. So
when you run these 3-4 wide receiver sets, they're running out of it, which makes it really difficult for the defense because you got to have the personnel for the defensive backs in there, but you don't have enough beef up front.
Again with that carry, interchanging here between the halfbacks, who's able to pick up 6 on the carry, bouncing off a couple of would-be tackles, and now this makes it 3rd and a lot more manageable, but we'll have to wait until we switch sides here as we are done with frame number 1 in this matchup. The DC Dragons leading the Queen City Corsair 7-0. You're watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network. Camera duty here with Anthony Ellison. Big thanks to Justin Raside and Tyler Falk in the stats truck, an all-star crew indeed, and Cameron Irvine at SFL headquarters. Welcome you back into the start of the 2nd quarter. Thanks to each and every one of you in the chat. Glad to have you along with us. Keeping it on the ground on 3rd down. Kent Day breaks a tackle and gets more across the 25-yard line. And you talk about frustrating for Queen City. A couple of missed opportunities on this drive. Of course, we talked about the PI, but right there, just not able to make the tackle and wrap up, say, behind the line.
He blocked from Lauren Prococo out there in that trip set. She was able to get the hook on that linebacker, so it sealed off the left side to go get that 1st down. They really need to make adjustments.
Prior to that snap, DC had 22 offensive plays. Only 4 of them have been passes. Again, Harrison with the carry here, and 2nd and 7. And right now, just a perfect start to this game for these DC Dragons, who need this so desperately, Anthony, because they're going to have to win out and maybe need some help to get in the postseason, and it starts here tonight.
Yeah, with 2 games left in the season, this is a must-win to keep up in the division.
Playoff football already happening in front of our eyes tonight for the Dragons, as Say's carry does go nowhere that time. with credit to Morgan Brown, the rookie, making that stop, 6'5", 245 pounds.
And Cameron, this is the beginning of the second quarter, almost hitting the century mark as a team running the football. So well on pace.
3rd and 5, the 5th pass of the evening, and as I believe Synergy just hit as he tried to throw it. That was Steele who was able to get the pressure. And it's a 4th and 5 situation, so another long, methodical drive. But this one stalls out. The defense comes up, and we'll see a 38-yard attempt here by Joe Garfield. Or no, I'm sorry, Caleb Richards, excuse me.
And I know Corsair is happy just to stop the momentum right there, just knocked it down at the line of scrimmage.
The snap, the hold, and the kick is perfect. Right down the middle, and a 14-play drive for 58 yards that takes up 4 minutes. Ends in a 38-yard field goal by Caleb Richards. Caleb in his 2nd season here in D.C. doing a good job and extends the Dragons' lead to 10.
Now Corsairs, they're going to get the ball back. You don't need to panic. You need to go to your playbook and do what you need to. You don't need to panic right now. You had a good play in the beginning. Just an unfortunate tip drill that caused the turnover.
Bob Wood with the carry. Take a quick glance at the team stats so far, and you see it feels like Queen City has not even been on the field yet. 39 total yards. Of course, the big turnover, as you've seen on that previous drive, but it has been all DC up to this point.
Yeah, it's controlling the clock, and, you know, the defense for Queen City, they got to be tired, so let's hope the offense can do a sustainable drive.
The defense was able to get DC off the field, negate them to just a field goal, so it is a 10-point game as opposed to a 2-touchdown game. We'll see if they can crawl out of this hole. Browns pass hit, and a flag on the play. That was Nick Fargo who was able to swat that football down. But as you can hear, a face mask on the defense. Of course, Queen City will accept, and that's Jadubi Doo who gets called for the infraction.
You know what? Whatever you need to move the ball, a penalty like that, that's going to be good for the Corsairs. Another fresh first down. Let's see a little running in there. Let's mix it up a little bit.
A handful of penalties already early in this ball game as James Matthew Jr. goes in motion. And Brown to throw. Plenty of time. Looks to the middle of the field. A one-handed grab. Made that look like a walk in the park. Was Joe Beasley. And I got to say, one-handed grab like that, that's going to be a nice hands catch brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K23. Look at the concentration, Anthony.
Look, that looks great on a sports card, on a Topps card. But here's the thing. You got to be careful going across the middle with a one-hand showboating right there, because one hit might cause a fumble.
Matthew Jr. in motion. We see this Queen City offense starting to come to life here. Again, good job by the offensive line. Brown, plenty of time to look deep, and that's tip bobbled. Look at a replay of what happened on the other side of the field, although this one does fall incomplete. Let's quickly introduce you to this DC defense. We haven't had a chance to do so yet. The defensive ends, Kano Fortson, John Gary. The defensive tackles, Mike Wagner and Michael Prococo. The linebackers, Nick Fargo and Saeed Gore. The cornerbacks, Jadubi Doo and Daryl Bullock. The safeties, Billy Beers, Tyler Highfield, Peanut Say, and Kev Say Jr. As Brown throws middle of the field again, and that's just domination at that point. Beasley completely run over, steamrolled. Great defense by the Dragons, and that brings up 3rd and 10.
And I like that the Dragons, if they can't get to the interception, they're knocking the ball down. They are getting in all the passing lanes.
Aggressive tonight by these DC Dragons. A good playbook. Oh, pump fake by Brown. Still stands there. Hit as he throws. Almost intercepted again. That was end over end like a kickoff or a field goal or something. And it was almost number 24, Peanut Say, who come up with the interception.
And that would have been a pick six right there. The pressure from DC from the blind side. And, you know, it's not good when you pump fake in the pocket like that. It just leads to trouble. But great timely blitz by the Dragons to force a punt and get the ball back.
Welsh on to attempt the second punt of the evening. And it goes out around, looks around the 16-yard line there for DC, which is where they will take over on 1st and 10. 7:37 remaining in the half. Important game for both of these squads tonight. And DC start playing like that as the handoff goes to Chuck Stellar, who just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, good job on number 93, Fudor, coming from the backside defensive end. He was able to chase down the running back before he was able to bounce it outside.
Synergy, again, plenty of time, and an interception throws right to the defensive man. It's coming back the other way and out at the 1-yard line. My goodness, what a play by the Queen City Corsairs. We'll see if we can get an eye on who that was that come up with that. That's Smith with the interception, and that turns the tables drastically here.
Didn't see Smith at all in that zone coverage, in that little robber formation. And that almost take it back right there. You setting your offense up with fantastic field position here. Let's see what Queen City can do points-wise.
Number 56, Travian Smith, in on that play. And he makes the huge interception. And it's 1st and goal for the Corsairs. And walking it into the end zone is Ace Ketchum for the touchdown, and they draw within 1 score here, down by 3 with the extra point coming.
And the exact next play after getting that timely interception, Queen City converted for a touchdown. That's exactly what they needed, Cameron. They've been having struggles on defense and offense right there. Was able to get a good interception, and then getting points off of turnovers is always key.
Garfield's extra point is good, and that's all it took. 1 play and 2 quick seconds, and Ace Ketchum couldn't be caught. DC leads by 3, 7:07, and like we said, that turned the tide quickly in this game with that interception return. So the defense that had, honestly, Anthony, you know that they were getting quickly gassed out there, comes up with a huge play. Another penalty on this kick return, and we will have to see who is the guilty culprit. Oh, and a clipping once more, Anthony. Looks like they get number 27. That's Kefsay Jr., 2nd clipping call of the night.
Yeah, if you see the numbers of the defender, do not touch them, because that's going to get called every time. You saw number 32's back of the number and push it off right there. You can't do that. And now you're putting your offense in deep trouble when it comes to field position.
That's fundamentals of football. Some of the earliest teachings there, of course, but a very common penalty, especially tonight. Say with the carry, able to shake a tackle, get back to the line of scrimmage, and then bulldoze his way forward for 3 to bring us to 2nd and 7. And that is one of Kevin Say's strong points, Anthony, is the fact that, yeah, initial contact doesn't seem to phase him, and even though he may look like he's down for the count, it's hard to get this guy on the ground.
Yeah, look at that, 32 yards after the hit right there. That's the majority of his rushing yard, just keeping the legs moving. The arm tackles don't work with him.
Harrison turning sideways, trying to shake off one defender, is able to get forward progress, gain of 1, 3rd and 6 now coming up. And just as suggested in the chat, folks, yes, please smash that like button, in fact, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We would greatly appreciate that. 3rd and 6 now for DC as Synergy rolling out. All kinds of time, steps up, trying to get the first, and just has to tuck it and hold on as he is hit after a 1-yard gain, 4th and 5. And again, the Queen City defense looks as if they may have found something here, and they will force the punt.
And all it takes is just one play to get you into the rhythm there. I like that. They had a great coverage on all the receivers right there. They'll let Synergy run. They knew where the first down marker was. They'll give them anything before that.
Spin move, Wood able to get out of it. Good punt by Ron Van Cleef, but a really good return right there by Bob Wood. Gets the ball back to midfield.
And a great return there with a little spin cycle there. Not one, but 2 spins to get past the 50-yard line. Now you're going with great field position for Queen City. Let's see what you can do. You haven't had a really good day offensively. You got the rushing touchdown at the 1-yard line, but let's see if you can put together a really good complete drive.
I'm telling you, had they not been able to get Bob Wood down on that last gasp tackle, he had some room to run cutting to that left side. Anyway, it's 1st and 10 right at midfield here for Queen City, and that goes nowhere. Coming up to make that tackle is Nick Fargo.
And good job by Nick Fargo right there, able to just shoot the gap and laid a great fundamental tackle, stopping them at the line of scrimmage.
Fargo, 16 seasons in the SFL, a 7-time All-Star, his 3rd season here in DC. Brings up 2nd and 10 after no gain on 1st down. Pressure coming, and Brown is tossed to the ground. And a good defensive effort coming around the edge. Kano Fortson, 6'3", 297 pounds.
Yeah, and that's the 6th sack this year by Fortson right there. Just a speed rush. That right tackle, you need to get out of your stance quicker than that. You got to kick back a little bit further. Nothing fancy there. Just a nice little speed rush for the sack.
The 22nd sack in his career by Kano Fortson. Pressure around the edge again, and making a lot of that ground up was Queen City, able to look downfield and find Ryan Davis, but they're going to say 1 yard short, and it's 4th and 1.
Knew where the 1st down marker was, number 24, playing that deep playing the deep safety. Nothing needed to go past him, just everything in front to stop them for a 4th down.
Trace Welsh on again for the punt. Going to try to pin DC deep here. And over in, and it will go out of bounds around the 15-yard line. Now, doing a lot of the SFLM games as I have, I've had a lot of chance to talk with DJ Kilgannon, who's been in the booth with me quite a bit. Now, he is a gambler with a gambler's mindset, Anthony. He would have probably said he would like to have seen them go for it on that side of the field on 4th and 1. What do you think?
Not even more gambling, it's just the analysis right there. I would have went for it. To be honest, I would have took the gamble of giving the ball back up. A little bit better field position, but I think with the offensive scheme, I would have did it.
Stay with the carry, gain of 5. And I was curious on that, what you would call it, and I have to agree with you there. Of course, Queen City opting to play it safe, try to pin DC deep here, 1-score game. We approach halftime.
And this is a drive that DC wants to keep the ball from it. Queen City gets the ball back DC gets the ball back at halftime, so you want to get a score here.
Harrison, all kinds of room to run, and great blocking that helped open that up around the left side. And it's 1st and 10 for the Dragons.
And if it's not Harrison, it's Kevin Say. It's the toss to the left side again. The key blocks are going to be on the outside. Your receivers are blocking. That is called dedication to the run game, when your whole team is blocking for that one goal.
Huge play. Harrison having a huge game, and Say trying to get in on the action as well. And he is stopped around the line of scrimmage by Justin Raside, who is having a really good season here in Queen City.
And that was key right there. To break up a pitch play, you have to shoot the gap quickly. You have to interrupt the blocking, and that's what it did right there, number 21.
Pressure coming. That's picked up, though, and Shabazz Synergy throws a strike. An absolute dart to his target, Connor Weston. And it's a 1st and 10 for DC.
And we know Synergy has a rifle for an arm right there. Good job by Weston, knowing you're going to take a hit by that safety, but brought the football in and didn't drop it there. Big 1st down.
Yeah, takes a shot right up around the ribs and is able to hold on. A great job indeed by Weston. It's a fresh set of downs here. We approach the 2-minute warning on a fast-moving first half on a Saturday night in the nation's capital. Day weaving his way through 3 there. And a good job, again, making something out of nothing. You've heard me say that before tonight about Kev Say.
Yeah, it's just absolutely. I just love watching him keep on moving his legs and get the extra yardage.
We've reached the 2-minute warning in the first half here. You are watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network. We'll be right back. Cameron Duty here with Anthony Ellison, Justin Raside, and Tyler Falk in the stats truck, and Cameron Irvine, of course, at SFL HQ. Throwing here. Oh, in stride. What a beautiful play. Again, finding Weston is Sabaz Synergy there for the first down.
It is a timing route. 3 steps, get the ball out of your hands. That receiver has to understand the ball's coming hot when you do a post route like that. So that's timing. 3 steps, Synergy. On that 3rd step, he is whipping the ball over the middle, and Weston once again with another big catch.
3 of 8 for Shabazz Synergy now for 40 yards. And a quiet day, of course, letting the ground attack do a lot of what you have seen here. Look at Say breaking tackles. Nice job of Queen City to come up and get the stop. Say trying to shake out of it and get a big play. As we say, Kevin Say will actually go over the 70-yard mark there with that carry.
Yeah, now we're looking at the time here. You have your timeouts, but you want to try to take advantage.
Harrison bulldozing forward until he is stood up. That took Nate Hall just planting his cleats in the ground and pushing back on Harrison to keep him from bowling forward.
Yep. And make sure that there was no broken tackles right there. This is a big 3rd down right here. Queen City want to get out of the field. Maybe they can try to get some points before the half. If I'm GC, you want to get this 1st down and then take a shot to the end zone.
The south side. Red zone territory, the throw over the head of the intended target. That was Connor Weston, who was the man that Shabazz Synergy was eyeing there, and that's incomplete. Bring up 4th and 2, and we can expect the special teams unit and Caleb Richards to come out.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that play with the rollout there. You have a running game that's over 120 yards running the football. I would have did a little inside run there and then go for the pass.
Richards with the kick, and it is good. Again, another lengthy drive of 10 plays that ends in a 40-yard field goal there by Caleb Richards. And that will help them extend the lead again back to 6, 13-7 now for the DC Dragons. Hey, folks, just a reminder that rooms are going fast for the 2025 SFL convention, kicking off the league's 25th anniversary season. It'll be here before you know it. It's already the end of March, practically. This takes place July the 10th through the 13th. And if you want to go, you need to book your stay now. Join SFL Nation at the Rooftop Hotel, the Hyatt Regency, and you can reserve your room now, at the special group rate at simfl.net. I get so excited talking about it, Anthony, I can't get that out.
Hey, it's going to be an exciting time there. I'm definitely trying to plan on getting out there. It's going to be a good time.
Again, if you want to be with us, definitely check out the special group rates over at simfl.net. We would love to have you. 1st and 10 on the 27-yard line by Michael Brown, who certainly him coming over to Queen City here in his first season has been huge for this Corsair team. A lot of things have certainly turned around. Having Brown has been just one of them. The ground game as well. Good job. Once again, that's Charlie Baker on the carry. He is also somebody who is in his first season here in Queen City, and he has made a huge mark after 6 seasons in Indianapolis.
Yeah, so it looks like Queen City is okay with the score. It looks like we want to go to halftime.
Big throw there, and checking in as an eligible receiver there. It looked like it was big number 79 on that play. Interesting decision there.
Yeah, especially for a passing play, huh?
Yeah. Caught me off guard just a little bit. As it is now 3rd and 5 for Queen City. And like we said, that stops the clock. Michael Brown to throw once more. One-handed grab by Matthew Jr. Able to reach out there knowing he's going to take a shot. They get the 1st down and call a timeout.
All right, so it looks like they're going for it here. You got to do more than just like a 7-yard pass. You need about another 25, 30 yards to get into field goal range here, but you have the timeouts to do it, taking the shot over the middle.
One man in the backfield, 2 receivers to the top for Michael Brown. And he's going to look that way, throwing deep for James Matthew Jr., who almost was able to take it to the house. I got to believe that he got tripped up around the ankles there as he was trying to break free of that tackle, Anthony.
I thought he was inbounds. That was like inches away from being a touchdown and really shaking things up.
How about that? I mean, what a play, a 31-yard pass, and it came down to just the mere shoelaces, a shoelace tackle there by the defender covering James Matthew Jr. Stop that from being a touchdown play. Ryan Davis in motion, 16 seconds remaining in the first half. Brown throwing into a tight window, and it's incomplete. Kev Say Jr. Was in the area, as well as Billy Beers, who is able to get in on that deflection.
So Joe Garfield is the kicker for the Corsairs. Long this season's been 43, perfect for the field, 11 for 11. You probably will be comfortable. You want about 10 more yards for him.
This is 10 yards for some more insurance there, as we see a ground game trying to get something out of it. They're calling timeout, and it's 3rd and 10. Do you try one more quick play here, Anthony?
If you do, you just gotta know that it can't be a long developing pass. I would probably try to just run it to get it towards the middle of the hash mark to make it easier for the kick here. But it cannot be a long play. If anything, a quick out to the out of bounds.
You 3 receivers up top, and now you start to see James Matthew Jr. make his way down to the bottom of your screen. It's to the left of Michael Brown. They do go ground one more time here and pick up maybe one. Not a lot there. That is going to bring up 4th and 9. And with 5 seconds left, as you said, Joe Garfield will come on to attempt the kick. And as you said, 11 of 11, and his long is 43. No! 4th and 9, Anthony. And Michael Brown.
I don't like it.
That is shocking. Talk about aggression. 4th and 9. Couple seconds left. Decides to go deep over the head of his intended target. That will take us to halftime. But that, even though I know it is a long kick, is a little bit of a head scratcher here.
You gotta give your kicker the chance at that. You are in range for a good kick there, but you decided for a Hail Mary. I did not like that play call whatsoever.
Wow, that's one we may talk about later in this game. You know, even if the kick is a miss, it's still the same amount of points that you come away with on that play. We welcome you into the SFL halftime studios. Cameron Duty here with Anthony Ellison, and I'm telling you what, it's been an exciting game up to this point, Anthony. We've talked a lot about what we've seen. Now tell me what you think needs to change coming out of the locker rooms to start the second half.
I need Queen City to show me something of a running game. You're relying too much on Michael Brown to throw the ball, and it's making it really predictable. For DC, I need you to go back to your first quarter. What you did in the first quarter when you dominated the time of the possession, that's what you want to do with the lead and the ball going out of the half.
We'll get right to that action, but first we're going to take a quick halftime break brought to you by Brakes GPT, and we'll be right back, folks.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
It's an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
The world of sports memorabilia collecting with Brakes GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Brakes GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Brakes GPT Facebook page now and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner over at BrakesGPT.com. As this kick sails into the end zone and will be taken for a touchback. We welcome you to start the second half of play here from DC. Of course, thanks to all of you who are watching with us. An exciting game so far. Been a close one. It's been up and down, topsy-turvy, some momentum swings, and who knows what the second half has in store. We do know that DC keeps it on the ground, which is one thing, it's something you wanted to see, Anthony, for them to go back to that first half of ground and pound mentality.
Yeah, and test out Queen City's interior, their linebackers, their defensive tackles. Let's see if they're game for it. The thing is, Cameron, when you run the ball in the second half, you're tiring out the defense. You're getting them set up for the fourth quarter, and when you can just run it down their throats.
Toss to Stay, running right side, and he gets some good yards on second down. And again, that just changes their playbook immensely. 3rd and 3 a situation they've been in what feels like a ton of times tonight, and they've did a nice job.
Yeah, and it's easier for 3rd and short passing plays. You have so many things that opens up compared to 3rd and long. You can even run the football on 3rd and 3.
And they run it on 3rd and 3 with Harrison. And look at that blocking downfield. Gets him to the 40-yard line. It's just great if we can just give a moment there and thank the men and women out front who was able to open up all those holes.
Yeah, and once again, they wasn't expecting it, but that's what happens when you get 3rd and short. It opens up your playbook. You don't have to typically pass the football. You can run the football there. What a push by the wide receivers on that trip side.
Absolute bulldozers tonight, opening up so many lanes downfield for Harrison and Say. And here goes Say again, breaking tackles, breaks the second one, getting close to the first down marker. He gets 6, and that right there has been the biggest issue for Queen City all night. Just not able to make good, solid tackles. We've seen very few. Most of them seems as if they've been broken.
And Cameron, this is exactly what they did on the first drive and then when the game started. They ran the football and forced Queen City to stop them.
Harrison on second down, even though that's a really good job of the defense for Queen City. Nate Hall with another tackle, and once again, a 3rd and 3. And like you said, you can run it just as well as you can pass in this situation.
Yeah, and Queen City came in today ranked 13th, only giving up 102 yards rushing. Right now, DC has close to 170, so they're having some troubles.
Say, makes another man miss, and literally is able to take Morgan Brown along for the ride. He just kept churning those legs, and he gets the first and then some. Good play.
What a cutback. What a way to plant your foot and go the other way. And once again, they're doing it this drive on the outside. That means that the tackles and the tight ends have to do so much to make sure you can hook in those defensive ends to get the seal to the outside open for them.
And again, you talk about that clock management that comes with running the football. As Harrison again getting free here, almost gets the first. If he'd cut that corner, it'd have been a foot race to the end zone, I feel like. But again, you start seeing the time of possession becomes a factor. Already 3 minutes here off the board, and DC has been holding on to this football and still going. That's 7 straight runs to start this half.
Yep, I would make it 8. I don't need to pass the football here.
They wide open spaces. It's a foot race. Are they going to be able to catch him? They will not. Touchdown, DC. A huge offensive play, a huge offensive series coming out of the halftime break for the Dragons.
This is a rhetorical question, but why pass the ball? Run it 8 straight times. They didn't stop you on all 8 plays. And that right there, running the football is, you want to do it because it's not flashy. It's not what the kids like. They like throwing the football, making these crazy catches. But when you run the football, that takes 11 players to do their jobs, to push the team back. And that's what they did going to daylight.
Richards' kick is good, extending DC's lead 20-7. A 36-yard run by Kevin Say. And that's going to give DC a little bit of breathing room. Of course, plenty of time left in this football game. But the statement that DC is making right now certainly has the whole SFL community on notice watching this game tonight.
Yeah, when you have a dominant running performance like we're seeing right now, don't you realize how much easier it is for your quarterback? It doesn't have to be fancy. Synergy tonight It has a 8.8 QBR rating, but they're up by 2 scores. That's because of the offensive line.
Putting in the heavy work indeed. Folks, you are watching the Simulation Football League action right here on the Virtual Football Network. And just a reminder, this week on the VFN, we'll feature SFL today through Monday, then the SFLN playoffs on Wednesday, and UFL action on Thursday. It's another week of non-stop action right here on the Virtual Football Network, and we invite you to be a part of it as Brown's pass for Matthews Jr. is just a little too high and falls incomplete.
Now, I'm not panicking if I'm the Corsairs. You just need to put together a drive. You have not done it all game. Your only score came when you had an interception that got to the 1-yard line. I want to see a drive, a complete drive here by Corsair.
Brown dropping back, throwing a dart tip. And honestly, you talked about this earlier in this game, Anthony, the fact that these DC players, such as Tyler Highfield, have been able to get their hands up and bat it down.
And they teach you, like, if you can't get the interception, a deflection is one of the best things you can do also. They're just getting their hands up there just enough to deflect it.
3rd and 10, 3 receivers moving to the top side as Brown throwing, and he finds Matthew Jr. again. Let's see if they can get free. Oh, and a tough shot coming over to make that tackle. Peanut say he delivered quite the hit on Matthew Jr., but a great pitch and catch there. And Matthew Jr. obviously showing he's going to be a key in this one down the line.
And Jujubidu just timed it, just mistimed it right there, went for the pass deflection. That's also the gamble, and you got to be careful with gambling when you're on man coverage, when you do have no safety help behind you.
100 yards for Matthew Jr. today, but yet Queen City has only found the end zone once, and that comes off of an interception return that was able to set them up at the 1-yard line as Ketchum goes for 7. That's really an interesting stat, isn't it? Matthew Jr. 100 yards, but they haven't even been close to the end zone with him.
And last time they had a big play by Matthews, they had an interception. Let's see if they can change the course of it to get a score.
Shot out of the cannon that time is the halfback, number 34. That's Wales in on that one. And it's a 1st and 10. .5:23 remaining in this 3rd frame. Brown with all kinds of time finally unloads to the back of the end zone and off the hands of Matthew Jr. He knew where he wanted to go with it, tried to high point it there, and just a good job of the defense. And Darrell Bullock knocking that one loose.
And that's the perfect throw. It's only your receiver or nobody gets it. It was just a little bit too high, but also Darrell Bullock made a great play.
Second out, pressure coming, and Brown goes down. Nick Fargo come blasting through the middle, and a loss of 4 on that sack.
What a play call. After having all the time in the world to play before, I love DC. We're going to change it up. We're going to send you 2 heaters up the middle, and let's see if you can block it. Did not give them at all time in that pocket.
It was a race between Fargo and Saeed Gord to see who's going to get to Michael Brown first. Brown gets credited with the sack. That's a 3rd and 14. How about a momentum killer here potentially? Brown rolling out, trying to find some time. Looking back, that across his body to the middle of the field to Ellis. And that is incomplete. Adrian Ellis Sr., the intended target, and that's 4th and 14.
And after giving up the big play, DC calmed down and played really great red zone defense.
A 42-yard attempt here by Garfield. And the kick is good, so Queen City draws within 10. Always happy to put points on the board, but the way that drive was looking with the big play to Matthew Jr., they certainly was hoping for a little bit more.
And it's great to get points, Cameron, but you don't want to trade touchdowns for field goals. That's their first good, decent drive that you had. Now you got to go back out there on defense. You know what DC is going to do. They're going to run the football. Let's see some 7, 8-man boxes to change it up.
They might even sound as if I'm being a little bit overzealous here in saying so, but with 4:29 left in the third and the way that DC has held onto the football for 3 and 4 minutes per drive, you got to start thinking of just how many more touches you might get at the football.
Yeah, and you got to start thinking about, can I send pressure? You need to, last drive, Cameron, they did a lot of pitches to the outside and everything, so you got to get more aggressive.
Synergy under center on 1st and 10, one man in the backfield. And it's Say back there, and he does get the carry. We're not surprised. I mean, look at that. I mean, 8, 9 yards on 1st down. My goodness, and it's 2nd and inches.
9 straight running plays coming from the last drive alone, and we've seen these gashes for runs 8 to 9 yards. I'll be shocked if they pass the ball, because you got to show me you can stop this running game, because they're running from the inside to the outside. This is a sweep play to the right side, it looks like, to the top of the screen, because that's what they like to do.
Yep, with Harrison one-on-one, he's able to shake the tackle free. Almost broke a second one. And I believe we've got an injury on the play as we see the trainer there for Queen City coming out. And unfortunately, that is Elijah Quick on his back on the turf. The rookie, first-round rookie. We'll hope that it's nothing serious and he can return to the game.
Yeah, let's hope he can get back in the game as quickly as he can. They need all the bodies possible to stop this running game.
Another 1st and 10 after a great play by Harrison out of the backfield. Say looking nowhere to go, and he is met head on for a loss of 2. Good job by Queen City there, able to read that run.
And you got to start making adjustments, Queen City. So if you look at DC, when they go to that trip set, when they have the 3rd wide receiver in a 3-point stand, the finger to the ground, they're probably going to run it. This is going to be another play to the outside.
Harrison, again, you called it, Anthony. And it doesn't matter that it's predictable. It doesn't matter that it's not flashy. No, it's probably not going to be, amidst the top 10 plays of the day or what have you. But it gets the job done, and that's what American football was really built on.
But the thing is, it opens up to those big runs that we saw when we got the 36-yard touchdown run. It leads to that.
The energy, and there's a good play. Throwing a dart to Robo, and the great thing about that, like you said, Synergy just able to pick and choose when he wants to fire a pass or two in there, and again connecting with the great B Robo.
And I thought that was great coverage, and it just finds its way to the receiver there. Good throw, Synergy throwing it against his body, roll to the left, but a right-handed quarterback, and still delivered a dot.
First and 10. Say, again, another broke tackle, a second broke tackle, still on his feet, past the 20, making his way across the 15. And like you said, until they show they can stop it, no need to change what DC is doing here.
And here's the thing. I've seen it 4 times already on that pitch play. They're leaving Morgan Brown, the outside linebacker, open. You got to make the tackle. That is at least 4 or 5 broken tackles from that pitch play. They're not even blocking that linebacker right there. And the linebacker has to make the tackle, because you know what? They is breaking it close to 200 yards rushing. Nothing fancy. Just the pitch. Once again, is going to the right side. Put more players over there.
Again, playoff football is what DC is dishing out tonight. And the reason we say that, of course, they are 4-5 coming into this game. They're going to have to win out and have some help. But like we said, that climb to get to that potential, to that spot that they need to get to, it starts tonight, Anthony.
Yep, and they came out with an identity to be a bully and do bully ball, and that's exactly what they're doing here with the running.
This time we have a flag on the play. It looked like that was Chuck Stiller, the fullback, getting a carry. clipping again. That is the third clipping call tonight. We have seen a lot of laundry on the field this evening, and this one goes against DC and number 56.
And the second one by DC alone clipping. You got to be careful with that because that pushed you back. Now you're going to probably be more of a passing down situation, and this is something that Queen City can take advantage of.
Yep, sure is. It's an 18-yard penalty committed by the center, Frank Winters. And as you said, that could be a derailer here, but they push forward with Say to try to get some of those yards back. That brings up 3rd and 12 here.
So if I'm DC, I'm okay if you run the ball and kick a field goal here because that will put you 2-score possession. The one thing you don't want to see is to force it into traffic and you get a turnover.
3rd and 12 coming. A big play here in this game. Shabazz Synergy rolling out and finding the receiver. That's Percoco at the goal line. How in the world did she make that grab? It's a touchdown for the Dragons.
Do you understand the type of power of a throw you got to have to put it in a absolute tight coverage? Man. That's saying I trust Lauren Percoco. That's saying I believe in my tight end. That is saying that I'm going to throw the ball regardless of what happened. And that's a touchdown.
And for Queen City, Anthony, they thought that they had got the break that they needed with the big penalty. Instead, this DC offense, fantastic job tonight. The extra point is good, and it is a 17-point game. We didn't expect this coming into this game, Anthony. As we said, we'd even talked about it being maybe a shootout between two quarterbacks, but DC has just manhandled the Corsairs tonight.
And we knew that this could be a situation when they're rivals. They've been playing against each other for a long time. And I like DC coming into the game when it comes to being 6th in the run and running the football. And that's what they did. They're running it with over 230 yards rushing as a team, and they're slowing down this offense.
Queen City's got to get to work, and they've got to get to work fast. Good thing is they have the leading quarterback in touchdown passes under center for them and Michael Brown. Of course, they've got guys like James Matthew Jr. and others to help with that effort. 1st and 10 from the 20, play clock down to 5. Throwing deep, it's Matthew Jr. to the 40. That's what they're going to have if they're going to get back in this game quickly.
And when they needed a big play, we've been seeing it. Matthews Jr. has been the target right there. I love the route. Just a corner route. Just outran the defensive back right here. 126 yards off of 5 catches for Matthews Jr. They've been big plays.
Play clock down to 5. Will they snap it? They will, and it probably would have been best if they didn't. You talk about being read like a book. What a great play by Saeed Gore and company getting into the backfield.
Ooh, pressure, pressure, pressure.
Pressure is the key word as we head into this 4th quarter. Queen City, this fantastic season, they are trying to keep from falling to 6-5. They have a lot of work to do. You're watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network. Cameron Duty, Anthony Ellison, Justin Reside, and Tyler Fox in the stats truck, and Cameron Irvine at SFL headquarters. And for DC, 4-5 coming into this game. As we said, their playoff hopes start tonight. They got a win out, and so far, they're doing a great job, and as well as this defense. Another open target there by Ryan Davis, not able to haul it in because of a lethal hit put on by these Dragons.
Yeah, and it's just tough when you have multiple people around you. You're trying to leap up, high point catch, and they're just hitting the receiver at the perfect time.
3rd and long coming up. Pass play coming. They bring the pressure. Brown throwing. It's intercepted. Throws it right into the arms of Jadubi. How do you do? Great field position for DC, and this could really be what ends this game for Queen City if they're not careful.
Cameron, you gotta love this. The last drive, Jadubi gave up a big play down the sideline by jumping the route and missed timing of it. Comes back, next possession, short memory, stepped in front of it and made a key play for the defense.
A stellar play, a great play. This whole entire evening, this defense has been just incredible. And for Jadoobie-Doo, it's a breaking tackles and getting the first down. For Jadoobie-Doo, that is his 11th career interception. And what a time that it came at. Because again, Anthony, here, we talk about it. If DC can hold on to the football, ground and pound like they like, and come away with a touchdown, that's going to be almost coffin nails, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the way they're running the football. I don't need to throw it. Once again, I don't need to throw it. I want to chew clock. Look at the line. They're ready to block. They want the running play. Not that.
Throws it. It's a fumble. Queen City does get it back. Alex Marshall made the INT. He gets hit, and then it's Morgan Brown who falls on the fumble. My goodness. Let's look at that again.
That was a lot. That was a whole lot. And you know how you don't have that happen? Don't throw the football. You have a running game. Your running game is playing phenomenal there. What a play by number 24, undercutting the route. Alex Marshall from the free safety position got 9 tackles today. Add an interception to it. What a play.
Unbelievable, and that's going to allow Queen City to hang around in this game just as we was getting ready to cue the fat lady, so to speak, to sing here. They get a great play on defense. Does make you scratch your head a little bit as to why DC was throwing at that particular time, but it does give Queen City life here.
Well, you wonder why their record is 4-5 with what we're seeing on offense. It's because they make mistakes like that can cost them the game. You don't need to force the ball, especially when you're up by so much.
Ground attack really going nowhere here for Queen City, and with Ketchum, he gets a couple of yards, but at what point here, Anthony, do you find yourself really needing to pick up the urgency?
Oh, it's definitely now. It just got to be careful because you got some lurkers on their defense.
Yeah, this DC defense is hungry. Davis goes in motion to the top of the screen. It is 3rd and 7. Brown, plenty of time. Good job with the offensive line. He steps up, throws, and it's incomplete. And we have seen a lot of that tonight where Brown just has to unleash it downfield and hope somebody's there on the other end of it, and they just haven't been for the most part.
Yeah, it's just been a blanket defense for the Dragons here, and it's been hard for Brown to find a rhythm on offense there. They have 10 points. Remember, the one came from the turnover, but after that, it's been 2 turnovers and then a bunch of 3 and outs.
Another special teams play and another flag here as we are going to once again get clipping. And you hear the reaction from the crowd. That's against Queen City that time as they get fenced still for the penalty. It's been a sloppy game in a lot of ways.
Yeah, the 4th clipping, and you didn't need to at that time. The punter got it off right there. Now you're just giving DC more yardage in their favor. And DC, they're re-punting it, huh?
And Welch goes, from the shadow of his own end zone. And this is going to give DC impeccable field position. Starting at the Corsairs' 44-yard line. They had Harrison in on that punt return. 7:36 remaining in the 4th quarter. Well, we want the SFL to reach more people. How about you? The best way to do that is to smash that like button. Leave a comment on the video. Subscribe to the channel. You can help us reach all the people who need more football in their lives. And we thank you for your support of the Virtual Football Network. And like we said, if you want football Monday through Sunday, this is the place for you. Met right in the backfield. Definitely needed to be seeing more of that. That's what Quincy fans are saying. Not enough of that this evening, as Say has just ran wild on this Queen City defense.
Yeah, they're saying, where was this at the whole entire time? And it's about setting the right pressure to get the running back off kilter. But, DC's been doing a good job with the blocking.
Well, Synergy throw you. T will here. 3 receivers lined up to the top. One-handed grab coming across the middle. And that is number 43, the tight end, Jay Hayden, with a nice reception.
And as well, how they've been running the football there, you got to respect some of the tough catches that DC's been doing to keep the drive alive. That's another one. Over the middle, outstretched hands, and was able to secure it to get the first down.
Prococo going in motion. Keep an eye. And that's Prococo going to block for Harrison up the middle. And 2nd and 6 here.
Yep, and this is when you keep the ball on the ground here. You try to mix it up. If you're going back to your spread formation, I like the run up the middle.
Clock continuing to run. Approaching 6 minutes left in regulation. DC with a commanding lead at the moment. Stay fighting forward. 3rd and 4 now coming up.
Yeah, and what we're just seeing, Cameron, is just clock, chewing clock, taking their time, getting up to the line, doing some motion, seeing where they are. I suspect, see right there, the openings in the middle to run it up there. You got a lot of options here.
Ronnie Shanahan, the wideout, goes in motion. And Synergy will throw, looking that way. One-handed grab, and that's actually B. Robo. Or no, I'm sorry, that's Connor Weston with the reception. Another agile one-handed play there, and that sets them in good 1st and goal position here.
And that's because they're looking for the run here. They didn't see Weston get behind through another strike over the middle. They're known for these one-hand catches and then securing it for it. 1st down. Time to go back to the ground.
They're going to stay just outside the 10, so no need for 1st and goal here just yet. KFC looked as if he was going to run that into the end zone. He is stopped after an 8-yard gain. And, you know, really, what more can you say about the day this guy's had?
It's nothing fancy on this run. That's a ISO run. You run behind the center. The center is going to the linebacker. It's textbook 101, but they're not stopping it.
To put this game on ice, DC knocking on the door. 2nd and 2. Let that play clock run down. Get as much out of it as they can before they snap this football. And a toss play. Harrison breaks a tackle, pushes forward, and there's the touchdown. And that is Coffin Nails. DC, another touchdown. And late in this one, as we said, this should seal the deal.
That's fatigue. That is fatigue by Queen City because they've been having a hard time stopping the run. What a way to keep your legs moving. I say it before, I'll say it always. Don't skip leg day, kids. Go in there, work on those legs, and keep driving until the whistle blows.
And that will be our breakaway play of the game, brought to you by Breaks GPT. Sports memorabilia breakers and collectors. You never know whose autographed helmet or jersey you might hit. Check them out at breaksgpt.com. And as we said, 34-10, DC having a party in the nation's capital tonight. And as you said, for Queen City, just, you know, they took Queen City's game and they used it against them in the fact of time of possession. The leading team in time of possessions is Queen City. They've been so dominant this whole season. It's worked to their advantage so many times, Anthony. But tonight, as we said, DC used it to their good, to their benefit, and we see what's come as a result of it.
Taste of their own medicine right there. It's just, this is what I expected DC coming in with a running game like they did. And it's just been complete dominance, and Queen City had nothing to answer.
First and 10 on the 20. We'll see what Michael Brown and company can do here. Going for Matthew Jr. Tipped and incomplete. And it almost feels like it's been exclusively to James Matthew Jr. this entire evening.
Yeah, when they need a big play and momentum to go on their side, they look for James Matthews. And he's been coming up there. But yeah, definitely the hot target with 11 targets from so far.
First to 10 play there. Good job keeping that alive. You see Brown's stats, 10 of 26, but you've got those tough 2 interceptions there that has made such a difference in this game. But you got to give credit to these Queen City athletes who like that right there. An athletic display going up to get that one. So going quick here, and it's intercepted. Oh, a one-handed INT. That is the second of the night for Jadooby-Doo. And as I said the first time, Jadooby-Doo, how do you do? Look at this.
Prototype ball hawk. Cover 2, knew had help behind. So when you know you got help from behind, you could jump every route. And that's exactly what he did. He jumps every route. Sometimes it's not for the good. Sometimes it is for the good. That's the gamble you take. But I would take that type of player all day on my team. Just go for the ball. Go for the turnover. Go for the big plays.
Back to the ground game for Say and company. 2nd and 5, and now, as we said, it's just about running that time off the clock here. And let's start to look ahead just for a moment, Anthony. For Queen City, you know, any loss it's a bad feeling, of course, but this really leaves a sour taste in your mouth because 2 of the next 3 weeks, Queen City has to sit at home. They have bye weeks. They have 1 game in between 2 bye weeks where they actually will host the Chicago Warriors. But now with this loss and being at 6 and 5, it feels like you've left a little bit of unfinished business out there.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with having a bye week. It's just you wanted to control your destiny. Now, sitting here potentially at 6 and 5, Lexington can squeeze a gap here. It's a close division. DC will go up to their 5th win, so it's going to be a log jam. And DC still has 2 games, so they can jump everyone to get to 2nd place.
And speaking of DC and that schedule, they've got the bye week next week at week 13, but then, and they've got a tough schedule to close out here. They've got to play once more the Baltimore Vultures, that division foe who comes into this week 7 and 2. They will play them on Friday, April the 4th at 8 p.m., and then DC will finish up the season in Oklahoma. So still, yeah, some tough obstacles to get over here. But like you said, huge win here, huge statement win for this DC team. And Kevin Say going at it again across the 35 and a 1st and 10, which will bring us close to this 2-minute warning.
But this is a statement win for DC. And then when you go to Baltimore, if you can do this type of display against any team, this is going to be hard to beat. This is a team I don't want to see in the playoffs because you have a 2-headed monster at the running game. They have ran for over 300 yards today, Cameron. That is hard to do in anything you do, in any game.
2-minute warning. You are watching the SFL on the Virtual Football Network. No surprise who's going to probably be getting the game ball tonight. Of course, there are a couple people out there who would be in contention. Correct me if I'm wrong, Anthony, but Kevin Say, and what a day he has had, over 200 yards rushing. Although, you know, Jadooby-Doo may have something to say about that with the 2 interceptions.
At key times here.
Say, fighting hard once more, and like you said, it's all about that fatigue. We'll see Queen City start to take those timeouts, of course, to try to save as much time as possible. But yeah, this is just a gassed defense right now.
Yeah, and when you commit to the run, when you got over 56 carry attempts, that's going to tire out everyone. And this is how you set it up. You run in the early half, and then just out of gas here, and they're just pushing them. They're getting 7 yards a hit.
Second timeout being called here for Queen City. And, you know, for DC, this is going to snap a 3-game losing skid. Like you said, it's just so imperative that they get the season turned around right here. Hopefully not too little too late for the DC faithful. but most importantly, this team clicking right now at a really good time. As say, not able to go nowhere there, but again, that will force another timeout. But, you know, like you said, you want to come in and you want to beat your division foe. And like we said, one of the oldest rivalries in the league, like we said, going back to season 5, Anthony.
Yeah, it's always going to be good games here, and they always will one-up each other. Right now, DC was the one that did it today, and it was just by domination here, Amber, right there. Just running the football, committed to it. Not everyone was going to be pretty, but they just gashed this defense.
3rd and 8 as the clock runs here. You know, take a look at the previous matchups, just the past few that we'll look at. DC in season 23, they played Queen City in week 3. They beat them by 27-13. Before that, DC beat Queen City 20-13. Then Queen City, back in season 21, beat them 27-17. So this is a rivalry that always seems like that it's been in striking distance. Very rarely have we seen domination like this in this rivalry. 3rd and 8 toss play left side here. Harrison not going to get him down. He gets to the pylon and he slides in sideways, if you will, for the touchdown. And again, for an extra nail in the coffin there. Look at that little move.
And we call that get skinny. That's exactly what he did there. Look, Say got the yards, but Harrison's got the touchdowns there. 3rd touchdown today. And this has just been what the definition of this game has been, which has been just a beat down. And it's been the old-fashioned running game. That is called you wanted to put some pain towards this Queen City team that's been having a Cinderella season. DC is coming in. They want to make the playoffs because they will do some damage in the playoffs.
345 rushing yards by DC, Queen City's 13. Unbelievable. Complete and utter domination. And by the way, Sam Harrison says, you know, excuse me, don't forget about me when we talk about a game ball this evening. 3 touchdowns now for Harrison after that last one. So many all-stars on this DC team tonight. 51 seconds. This one's just about over. We may see a couple of last chance throws down the field here for Michael Brown and company, but they will have to regroup. As we said, a bye week next week, and then they will take on the Chicago Warriors to finish that portion of the regular season.
Cameron left the building. And it looks like right there, this is what we've been seeing the whole entire day for DC right there. They couldn't get the interception. They've been knocking it down, and it's just been Michael Brown being one-dimensional. That's what happens when you only have run the ball for less than 20 yards right here. So it's just been a tough time here. Queen City, you want to keep the ball going there in trip formation here. Step back, Brown in the pocket. We would have solved this during the game right here. Checking it down, taking what the defense gives you. I love that they are not quitting here. Hurrying back to the ball. Spikes it right here. They want to take another shot down the field. 4th and 6. DC, they are celebrating on the sidelines here, and that's just because they played a sound defense. Like I'm telling you, chat, everybody out there watching, this is a scary team here. 4th down and 6. This is going to be for the game here. One last play. Let's see. This is probably going to be a Hail Mary attempt. Stepping back deep. And once again, what we've been seeing today, pass deflections and turnover. DC as a team with 8, the 8th pass deflection we've seen so far. When they couldn't get the interception, they are just knocking it down. And now we're going to see the best formation in the game. Call it the victory formation. That's when you get everybody up close, and we're going to celebrate. This is going to move DC to 5-5, back in the even category. Queen City will fall to 6-5 here. Now the division gets tighter as we come towards the last few games of the season.
And you are right. It is 2nd and 12. Thank you, Anthony. Couple more seconds, and this thing will be over with. Anthony, you want to go ahead and name your player of the game?
Yeah, it's going to be, I got a cold player of the game. Kevin's saying Sam Harrison. They have been phenomenal. Harrison with the 3 touchdowns with 118 yards rushing. And then you got Kevin Say with 226 yards rushing with the 1 touchdown. Pure domination by the dual head running backs. And you know what? If I'm any team going forward, I need to do everything I can to stop this running game by the Dragons.
Complete domination by the Dragons. Final score 41-10 for Queen City. That high-powered offense just not able to get it going tonight. And with that, we'll take a look at the final couple of stats. We want to thank all of you for watching and talking with us here in the game chat. We certainly appreciate it. Any final thoughts, Anthony?
This is going to be an exciting last few weeks of the SFL season. Don't miss out. Tell your friends about it. We're gearing up for the playoffs, which this is always going to be exciting right here. So let's see how it is, and I'll see y'all next week.
A fun stretch coming for Cameron Irvine, Tyler Falk, Justin Resada, my buddy Anthony Elson. My name's Cameron Duty. You're watching the SFL on the VFN. Have a good night. We'll see you soon.